affiliating yourself with rightistism or left-wingism. You have to see that right and left wing is a complete charade. Right and left wing is a complete falsehood. They're two aspects of the same thing. And that is the same old friggin' status quo. By affiliating yourself so much with the status quo, all that your life will ever be is status quo. All that this world will ever be is status quo. How is status quo serving this world? How is status quo serving the people of Gaza? How is status quo serving people like me who live for justice and can't stand to see that kind of thing happen, and the international community and the domestic community in America couldn't give two shits? I went on the San Francisco Chronicle website and I looked at an article about the Israeli flotilla raid, and the article itself was actually sympathetic to the Turks, but the comments on the article were overwhelmingly sympathetic to the Israelis, and that's on a San Francisco newspaper. Pathetic. That just goes you to show the amount of slippage that has happened since the 70s. As somebody that's meditated for a long time, I can tell you that when you go deep into yourself in meditation, when you clear your mind of bullshit, when you clear your mind of habits, brainwashing, status, when you clear your mind of this stuff, attachment to race, attachment to all these temporary things, when you see that everything that so many people make so much of their identity about is really impermanent, is really temporary. When you see that in meditation, you let go of it. You be free of political affiliation then. You're not holding to any one doctrine based on impermanent associations, which you have made in ignorance, not understanding that these associations are not real, temporary, product of a completely chaotic world, a completely dark world framed in ignorance of the true connection. Jesus said that the Father planted a grain. I'm not going religious on you. I'm just saying that Jesus, a great master, said that the Father planted a grapevine and some workers took control of the grapevine and set it apart from the vineyard. So we're disconnected from the great vineyard of life. This world that we were born into, that we developed all of these crazy ideas from. There is so much more to life. If you let go of your association with these things, you will find the real you. You'll find the reality of what it means to be a human being. You will feel compassionate for others, not based on, whether they're the same color as you or the same political affiliation as you. You will see through objectification of things based on false pretenses. You'll see through that, and you'll instead see the naked truth of things. And you won't wonder about what's the best way to look at the world. You won't wonder about, should I be left or right? Should I listen to this guy? In fact, until you do this, you will constantly, purely in your mind, have the ideas of other stronger minds than you. Most of the people in this world do not exhibit the strength of character to actually develop unique thoughts. 9 out of 10 people in this world, we always say 9 out of 10, there's always that goddamn 1%. 9 out of 10 people in this world, they're influenced entirely by stronger minds. The thoughts that they're actually generating, they're not even their own consciousness. They're actually producing a replication of another person's stronger person's consciousness. I mean, you see this happening all the time in the spiritual community with great masters like Paramahansa Nityananda, and you see it happening in the political realm with people like Glenn Beck, anybody who has a strong following. I don't even know what I'm going to name this video. It's just, I'm reaching out to people, normal, average people who, occupy the same space that I currently find myself in, but who really don't share too much of myself in common with, who I don't really identify with anymore. See, I've come out of the beast. I've come off of riding the beast next to the whore of Babylon. Why am I using so many Christian metaphors? I hope there's a lot of right-wing Christians watching this. I've come out of it, I've come off of it, and I've freed myself so much. You find such love and harmony and peace when you're not filling your mind with these associations, when your mind isn't backed up with all of this anxiety and this tension, which is generated by all of this attachment to impermanence. This is something that the Buddha taught very much. He taught that all suffering was caused by ignorance, and that impermanence and attachment to the transient, which is not real, is a very strong aspect of ignorance. All darkness is ignorance. America, we need to come together right now. We need to rise up and fight for, to take down the government, not to kill, maim, and steal, and be patriots and all this crazy stuff. That's not what it's about, It's about finding the real path of this country by finding the real path of your own individual self. As long as you're riding the coattails of another stronger mind, Glenn Beck, Keith Olbermann, whichever affiliation you find yourself on. As long as you're riding the coattails of another stronger mind, you're not going to be able to remake this country. This country has to be remade from the inside out, from the bottom up. And I don't even care. I'm not even going to speculate about Obama or New World Order or anything like that. I don't even care. I'm talking to your heart right now. I'm talking to your soul. Wake up. Stop pretending with all this nonsense. Stop with all this bigoted bullshit. Stop with all this racist fervor. Stop with all this fear-mongering. Stop with all this chaos. This world is cut off from the great grapevine of the cosmos, and you can't judge reality from it. This world is a great, chaotic, illusory trap for the weak-minded. Or it can be an evolution chamber for the strong of heart and mind. It's your choice whether this world is a trap or an evolution chamber. Stop living someone else's life, and then the world will stop seeming so foreign to your soul, to your inner nature. You know what's right and wrong. The problem is this screen in the way. The screen in the way which dilutes your light, which pollutes your light.